Hello, my fellow Neopians, and happy Hissi Day! This is my favorite Neopet day. I love Hissis so much. So I'm really excited to be reading for you guys today. First and foremost, I want to just let you all know, in case some of you already know where you're going, that our Botanical Inspirations is the Oracle deck that will be making its appearance. For everybody else who wants to know what decks we have before us, and maybe a little bit more info of what you do in a pick a card reading, we have pile 1, the Mystical Cats Tarot. So if you want to see some kitty cats, this is that deck. Neopets deck is in pile 2. Not everyone should always go to the Neopets deck just because it's a Neopets video, but it is a popular one. We then have the Shadowscapes Tarot. This is a beautiful illustration, watercolor illustrations with a lot of humans featured in it. And then we have the classic Rider-Waite-Smith art style. So if you've seen some tarot decks that are just kind of the classic, that's what that one will be. And that one has a lot of, great original meaning and stuff to it, which is wonderful. Go to whatever pile is calling your name, and that might be more than one. It might be all. It might just be the one that your gut is telling you to go with. Watch as many or as few as you would like. We are going to get started pile 1. The rest of you guys I will see in a little bit. Hello, pile 1. We're going to get started with our Botanical Inspirations. We have the Yellow Rose, Enthusiasm and Friendship. A single rose can be my garden. A single friend, my world. Leo Buscagali? Oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say that name. Will it focus? Maybe. Probably not. No. The answer is no. Not today. Alright, so the Yellow Rose, Enthusiasm and Friendship. We have the Mystical Cats Tarot with us. We're going to draw 6 cards. Our first card is the 8 of Fire. Second card is the Emperor. We then have the 10 of Fire. Eight of Sky. The Sky Kitten. And Strength. It really appears that there's a lot of change happening in your life and that you have a lot of feelings about it. I think that in some ways you are feeling excited to go on this change. You are the cat with the zoomies. Things are happening. Let's go. And the rug's kind of getting pulled from you. You're very excited to go, but there's something entrapping about that change that can feel very alone and like that it's never going to get better. I want you to remember to like calm down in this at this point, you need to calm down and reflect on what's going on so that you can make a steady decision. I don't want you to lose your enthusiasm for everybody around you. With that friendship and enthusiasm here, the Sky Kitten kind of enforces that excitement of wanting to go out and like leap into things. You're excited. You want to chase the ribbons, the fancy colors out there and go into these things. But don't forget that there can be consequences for those actions. And that you will have to hold some responsibility for things going awry. And I think keeping a level head within this can be very, very important. You need to remember to manage this in a quiet, powerful way. You have to remember that you have the strength, the power, the ability, but it doesn't need to be flaunted. I also want you to be aware of how are you doing emotionally. Check in on those friendships. I don't want you to feel alone. That's really important in this, is that you need to probably reach out to others so that you're not burning the others as you do this. This isn't a solo project. This is also, you need to be amongst other people and working through things. I don't want you to feel trapped in your head, in this opportunity, I guess. I think is really the thing I'm looking at here is like, I don't want you to be trapped in your head and overwhelmed by this opportunity. I want you to calmly assess it and decide how to approach it. That's really important here. You are a kind person, and remembering that kindness as you move forward is important. I don't want you to push others away because you think you're doing the right thing. You actually need to be bringing people in and allowing them to be part of your thought process, your decision making, everything within that. This isn't a solo effort. As much as you might prefer it that way, I think that's also part of it, is that it is uncomfortable sometimes to ask for help, and it's very important to ask for help. And this is one of those times where seeking other people is really good. But yeah, I'm so excited because, like, I am excited for you in the sense that this is a good opportunity, and I think you are excited for it, but a little cautious is the word I want. Cautious of how it's going to turn out, and cautious of what the next step is. And is this really the best step? I think it is. It really is. You're gonna do very well. And I don't think it's the final destination though. I think it's next step. It's to work to the final thing. This is to be aware of what's going on. Thank you so much, Pile 1, for letting me read for you. Reach out to a friend today. Hello, Pile 2. We're going to get started with our Botanical Inspirations card. We have the Pansy, Sweet Thoughts. Pray you love, remember. And there are pansies, that's for thoughts. Unknown. Sweet Thoughts. We have the Neopets Tarot here. I'm going to start with the Nine of Cups. All of the various coffees. The Six of Cups. Strength. Five of Swords. The Knight of Swords. And the Page of Swords. Hello, Pile 2. Okay, so I have been reading up on Neopets lore a little bit from the guidebook because I don't fully know every character, so I'm probably going to miss a couple things in this, but this is going to be probably very important, so I tried to read a little bit. Because this is, the interpretations in this deck are very fun, and I love them, and I think there's important things within that. We are looking at a really comfortable state of being right now. You're probably feeling really good, like emotionally, like especially you're probably like very happy with life. Things are good. You may be working on a little bit of childhood trauma, possibly. You might be seeing old connections are reconnecting, kind of a thing. A childhood friend, somebody you know. This doesn't always mean that it's a good thing though, or that you can't make a mistake and repeat old things. So you don't want to repeat the bad stuff that's happened. You don't want to repeat the same mistakes. And I think a lot of that comes with a really big compassionate strength. Having the ability to like look at a tough situation, which is coming. The series of swords means I am interpreting it in the way of you're gonna have a struggle coming up here, and something that you're not quite, possibly not really prepared for. And this is your kind of warning to get prepared, is that quiet strength in the matter of very compassionate strength. I suppose it doesn't necessarily have to be quiet, is very important in this to prepare. And like, how do you manage going into a tough situation? How do you get to this point of going, okay, how do I broach this thing? What's coming up for you is a conflict that you're probably gonna jump into and possibly have some regrets about. We'll see if my camera focuses or not. But we have, you know, the bullies for our little group of players who are, you know, out having some fun with role playing and doing, you know, like having a good time before they were interrupted by bullies. And unfortunately, it's just not like nobody wants to come back to play anymore. We've got some rubbing heads happening, some scuffles, some marks, picking up the pieces from where you were. And there's also this, like, still running on the adrenaline of what's happened. Lord Cassip has a very interesting plotline that I need to actually look up quite more in depth, because the brief synopsis I have is, like, not enough. As it seems to have a trying to do the good thing and then getting corrupted storyline, and you think you're doing the right thing, and you probably are in a certain sense, but it's that something is around the corner to get you that's gonna come back and bite you if you're not ready, and staying on your toes and being prepared for this tough situation to last longer than you think. You're gonna think you've cleaned it up, you're gonna think that you've done all this stuff and you've finished everything up, but then there's gonna be one more thing coming around the corner. And are you gonna be prepared and aware that it's coming, or are you gonna be off doing whatever and they're gonna sneak up behind you? I think that's really important here, is to remember that you are going to be okay, and it's going to cycle back to a really good spot, and you're going to be in a really good place, but you need to remember that this is coming, this point of conflict for you, and it's going to be incredibly mentally straining, mainly. This isn't going to be straining on much else in your life. But I think it's important to realize that this is coming. That, you know, you do need to be prepared. You need to prepare properly, and you need to be ready to go. Yeah. Pile 2, I think you live in this sweet thoughts pansy moment and enjoy your comfort. And really do keep aware of what past life, or not past life, what things from your past may need to be called on to help you in your present and future. And if you think of certain situations that might be coming up, or that might end up blindsiding you, and I'm not trying to make you like get really anxious, I'm trying to help you in who are people that have been on your side? Assess, you know, who's your ride and die? Like, being aware and, you know, reaching out to them, because you might get into a point here that you're not going to have time for the people around you for a little bit, or it might be too draining for you. Is important to keep those connections going right now. Pile 2, though, I want you to know you've got this. You've totally got this, and the magic lies with you, not in the pieces of cardstock in front of me. It's with you, and you have the power to change your future. Nothing is set in stone. Everything has power to be changed. And you totally can kick butt doing this. So, thank you so much for letting me read for you, Pile 2. You have a wonderful Hissi day, and I believe in you. Hello, Pile 3. You have chosen the Shadowscapes Tarot. We are going to start with our botanical inspirations. We have, oh, I can never say this right, and I know I need to just look it up and find out how it's supposed to be said. Hyacinth? Oh, I'm so sorry. But this represents playfulness. Play is the royal road to childhood happiness and adult brilliance. Joseph Chilton Pierce. Oh, I love that. Yeah, remembering that everything is important. And my camera is having a hard time autofocusing. It just doesn't want to, so we're gonna have to go with that. I'm so sorry. All right. So, we're gonna pick out 6 cards here, starting with the Queen of Wands. Then we have the 4 of Cups. Oof, there's not a good way to get that glare off. The 7 of Pentacles. The 10 of Cups. The Emperor. The King of Wands. We are looking at such a wonderful time to reap what you've sown. You have planted the seeds, you've put in the work, you have really taken a look at the roots around you. And this is a moment to enjoy that. That playfulness here is a moment of pause to look at yourself and go, I did this. It was awesome. And to enjoy it. To allow it to be a time and allow yourself to, like, yeah, I guess the word play is the correct word in a sense, but like, take the time and actually have fun. You are somebody who has really taken the time to take care of other things, kind of mothering things. This could be in the fact of, of coworkers and friends and stuff, but it also could be that you've been really taking care of yourself. You've been taking care of plants, you've been taking care of your animals, your children, anything that you feel kind of that responsibility for. You've done a really good job in making sure things are growing and changing and becoming better. And I want you to take a moment to really look at everything. Contemplate what you've done. Understand that you're going to reap what you sow. And that it's okay to be happy with that. That you get to have the wonder and happiness of this moment. In the next steps, moving forward, your role of guardian is going to actually have some protective value that has to happen, and also you're gonna have to kind of put the foot down. You've gently guided, now we have to put up the boundary, the wall of like, hey, this is where it stops. So this might be in pruning, this might be in a new rule, a new land, but this is like the boundary's getting tested, and it's about to be tested. At least it's not being actively tested. Well, it might be. But you're going to be looking at boundaries being tested, and you need to keep them enforced. This could be within friendships, again, all of your relationships. This might be repotting plants. This might be, your pet has decided to be a pet, and it has been like, are we still having this rule? Yes, that rule still exists. Stuff like that. This is really important, though, is that you need to keep these things established. You are so good at what you're doing, though. But I just need you to remember that for protection of everybody and everything around you, rules are important. Boundaries are important. And they are important for you as an individual as well. Contemplate in this time of calm and quiet that you can look at yourself and know that you are happy, but what else is going to help you keep that happiness, but also know that happiness is just an emotion and other emotions will replace it. what will be helpful for you to get and stay in that point, and making sure those boundaries are set. So if you need 10 minutes, is that 10 minutes available, and how can you get that 10 minutes? How can you ask for help to get that 10 minutes? All of that is really important, and reaching out to those around you to help you figure this out, and make it better for everything. But yeah, enjoy, have fun, and play. Like, really find something that you can do that has no responsibilities, isn't a side hustle, isn't anything. Just get to do something for fun, for fun's sake. Enjoy yourself. Pile 3, I'm really excited for you. I think you got this. And I think it feels very straightforward, but I think it's going to be curated to whatever you're doing. So establish those boundaries. Those boundaries are important. I wish you the best of luck, Pile 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Hello, Pile 4. You have chosen the Rider-Waite-Smith art. We are going to start with our Botanical Inspirations card. The Lily, Majesty and Virtue. The lily is the emblem rare of many virtues, good and rare. Author unknown. And my camera has been not loving me for autofocusing, so we're just going to have to go with it. We are going to pick out 6 cards. I do shuffle off screen as well. We're starting with the Fool. 10 of Swords. Ace of Swords. The 2 of Swords. The Empress. And Death. Yeah, we have an interesting... How are you doing mentally, man? We are clearly very focused on right now. You are really, really focused in your head about what's happening, and this is fascinating how much of a cycle that we were really looking at, and how things are ending and how things are beginning right now for you. You're gonna feel, you probably currently feel very lost in the sense of like you have nothing and you feel defeated. I want you to know that on the other side, though, is getting through this is ending up with more clarity of the situation, and that you can gather the resources for this. Yeah, this is just fascinating the more I'm looking at these cards. So, starting on a new journey is a choice. And sometimes a very hard choice. And it can feel like no matter what you do, it's going to be wrong, and that you're going to be upset, somewhat defeated, I guess. But like, you're not going to win. It feels like you don't win. And the thing with something ending and something having to restart is that you have to gather resources almost brand new. The wonderful thing is that this is life. This isn't like a video game where, you know, when something has to start over, you have like no resources. You actually do have some resources, and you get to now assess and figure out what's going on. I think you've been neglecting relationships in your life, and I want you to like assess, look at, reach out to the people in your life, look at what your opportunities within business, what physical items you have around you. So what, whatever that may need, like transportation, clothing, whatever the physical stuff that may be needed to do this task is incredibly important to assess right now. You're gonna feel absolutely miserable while doing this, and that's okay. I just want you to know it will end. It will be over at one point. You will get through this. This too shall pass. It's miserable right now. Yes, it sucks. On the other side, though, you will feel so much more powerful. You will feel so much stronger, and you will be like, that was an ending that needed to happen. probably not an ending you wanted to have happen, which sucks. And it feels like really like you have no choice, I think, in some senses. Like you're stuck. You're in a place where you're like stuck. Like there's no moving. And to kind of rebuild from that, you have to be aware of what's going on. What's happening around you. I think you need to remember, and I think because it feels so overwhelming, I think this is the reason the lily was pulled, was to remind you, this majesty and virtue, that there is good in the world. There is positive things in the world. There is happiness and good people and honest people and trustworthy people, and they want to help you. There is things you can do and change and count on and make better. You are fully capable of that. Pile 4, do not give up on yourself. Please don't give up on yourself in this situation. Because you really can handle it. You are able to turn this around and grow significantly from this situation. Like, you will be so amazing. And this is not going to be forever. I believe in you so much, Pile 4. I really do. And I'm so sorry you're going through this. It will get better. Pile 4, I wish you the best of luck. Lady Luck, I hope she's on your side. But I also want you to know that you are amazing and wonderful, and that you will come out of this so much better. Thank you so much, Pile 4, for letting me read for you. I would suggest, honestly, to come back to this in like a couple months if you watched this pile and see what changed. Make a note somewhere, I don't know, make an envelope note that, like, hey, go back to this video, see if this makes sense. Here's what I'm feeling right now. Make a little note, time capsule. So I think this is going to be really, really impactful for yourself to like revisit and go, yeah, I did that. So thank you so much again, Pile 4. I hope you have a wonderful Hissi day, at least. And may things go well for you.